Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is where we talk about all things books. It is now the third week of September and that is so surprising because where has September gone? I don't even know. It has flown by and I don't like that because I enjoy September. I enjoy the beginning of fall, although it is still 90 degrees outside here. It's in the 90s right now. This morning though, it felt amazing. It was in the 60s, I think it was. And I was so excited, so incredibly excited that it is starting to feel cooler in the mornings and feel a little bit like fall. I decorated for fall already because I wanted some kind of fall feeling in my life, with it being 90 to 100 and something degrees outside all the time. Plus we haven't had any rain, which is unusual. We haven't had any hurricanes so far this hurricane season, which is also unusual. It's just been a weird year weather-wise. It's just been so weird. Anyway, moving on from weather and on to the books that I have been reading, I wanted to give you an update of the things I've been reading the past 2 weeks. It's been a little busy and I haven't read a whole lot. And the most of the stuff that I have been reading is manga. So the first thing that I read manga wise was My Happy Marriage. I saw the anime preview on Netflix and I wanted to read it before I watched it. So I did and I enjoyed it. In My Happy Marriage, the main character deals with a whole lot of abuse and neglect from her family, and she is put up for an arranged marriage, essentially. And they purposely did this one because they purposely did this arranged marriage because the male character is supposed to be cruel and cold, and so they wanted her to suffer, so they purposely put her in that position. And come to find out, the man that ends up being the male lead actually is very kind and caring, and he ends up discovering the abuse that she went through and basically is like, I'm going to save you. And it's very sweet. It's very heart-wrenching and heartbreaking in some moments, but I enjoyed it overall. And so I'm looking forward to watching the anime and seeing how closely this season is with the manga. Then I read a book called The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, and it is about a young woman who, I think she's 16 in the book. She is at the beginning of the book, she is aboard a ship with a bunch of people who are taking this other young woman to be sacrificed to the sea god because there are storms and they want the storms to stop. The girl is being sacrificed as a bride for the sea god, and the main female character actually ends up taking the other girl's place as the bride, and because that girl and her brother are actually in love and she wanted to save them the heartache, so she offers herself up as the bride. And there ensues a whole lot of things where she learns that there's a curse on the sea god, he's asleep, and she has to figure out how to save him. And it's actually very sweet. It is very predictable, at least it was for me. I already knew what was going on, and the twists in it, I guessed it, but it was still a very sweet read. It was very clean. It was very minimum romance, and well, it is a romance book. It was just very minimum spice, I should say. I enjoyed it. It was very clean, and I liked that about it. Then the next thing I started reading was a manga called D.N. Angel, and if you've watched my February, I think it was my February TBR video, I mentioned that I read this one when I was a child. I say child, I was a teenager, so I was probably 14 or 15, maybe 16 at the time that I read it, and I loved this manga so much, but it was never finished. And I recently found out, well, I say recently, over the past year, I think it was, I found out that it was going to be finished. And so I wanted to reread it before I finished it. And currently I have read everything up to the new chapters. And so I'm going to be starting, I'm going to have to find those new books. Hopefully they have been translated, because if not, it'll be hard to actually finish the series. I hope that it is finished though, and it didn't stop halfway through. Anyway, now on to explaining DN Angel. It is about a young man named Daisuke Niwa, or Niwa Daisuke. He is a 14-year-old boy, and it opens up with him being rejected by his crush. And on his way home, he starts to feel weird, and he gets home and he transforms into this other person. His name is Dark. This person is a phantom thief, and it has been happening since, I think, 100 years in his family. Every male in the Niwa family transforms into Dark on their 14th birthday or when they've been rejected. I can't really remember exactly when it happens, but I'm pretty sure it's whenever they have their first heartbreak. So Daisuke is now has an alter ego named Dark, who comes out whenever he experiences any feelings of love or excitement dealing with love. And it's very humorous and it's very sweet. Dark is a phantom thief. He goes and he steals different artworks made by a certain family, and it's only by this family that he actually hunts down, because they have magical power type things. And it is honestly interesting. It's so interesting, and I enjoyed reading it this time around as well. It is so funny and so humorous. I still love it. It's still really, really good. And like I said, I'm hoping that it's actually finished and I don't have to wait for more chapters to come out. I hope the author does not go on hiatus again, because the last time she did, it was, I think, 15, 16, maybe 20 years of it being on hiatus. Maybe even more than that. I'm not even sure when exactly it went on hiatus, but it was a long time. So I'm hoping she finishes it and I can finish reading it finally. But yeah, that's all that I've read so far. I am currently reading this book, Until the Leaves Fall in Paris, and I do plan on reading Linden Falls next. But that is really what I've been reading. I don't know exactly what this week is going to look like. It is already almost halfway through the week and I haven't read a whole lot. I have read a little bit of Until the Leaves Fall in Paris, and I am searching for the new volumes in DN Angel, and so far I haven't found any. I'll just have to figure it out. That is all that I have though. I hope your September is going really well and it's slowing down a little bit for you instead of like mine and being absolutely insanely busy. Hopefully it'll slow down now that some things have passed and we're wrapping up September. Fall is supposed to slow down, right? That is all that I have for today. Let me know what you've been reading in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, it really does help me out, and I appreciate every single one of you who watch my videos. I will see you all next time. Bye!